This right here is a photo I took in the very first minutes of my street photography session last week, and it might be one of the best shots I had that day. The composition with the light and shadow contrast and that frame on the right side to separate the subject from the rest is already good in itself, but that colorful texture from the wall on the left is really what brings that photo to a higher level. Back in the streets of Hiroshima today to shoot a bit of street with the good old SONY A7CII 35mm f2.8 setup, and I'll bring you along. I hope to get good shot. I think the light will be good today and tomorrow. I intend to shoot also tomorrow, so let's see. The second scene I took the time to compose and wait for a subject is this one. It was still 20 minutes before 9, so we still have some nice angled light that crafted a lot of contrast and texture in this little corner. The repeating flags and their shadows on the right brought a lot of visual interest, but at the same time it was cutting the space into very small frames to encapsulate someone walking by. Because of that, I shot in bursts to really make sure that I had at least one photo where the subject gate looked harmonious while being properly separated from the backdrop, and I think this one turned out decent. After that, I kept on shooting around these big shopping center buildings that offered a lot of different scenes to play with contrast, texture and the morning angle light before making my way to the Peace Memorial Park that I haven't paid a visit in a while since I moved outside the city. And that didn't change. It's always a pleasure to walk around the park, especially in May while nature and all the greens are popping. As I was getting closer to Hondori, the main shopping street here in Hiroshima, I stopped here. It's a location I have shot multiple times, and at this time of the day it was not optimal. That bold red wall, which is the main anchor and the main point of interest in this scene, is covered by the shadow from the building next to it. Only the upper half gets its share of sunlight, but still, there is that little pocket of light going all the way over the front of that store. It was perfect for someone to walk by and still be separated from the backdrop as it's in the shadow. I got lucky that the guy coming was wearing a pristine white shirt that really caught the light in the best way possible. Then I snapped a few more photos, still taking advantage of that beautiful spring light before stopping to grab a bite for lunch, after which I suffered from some sort of a photo drought. I'm in the middle of one of these moments during a photo shooting day where I just don't take photos. I've been walking for like 15-30 minutes and I just see nothing. Nothing inspires me, nothing triggers me, so The thing is that we never know. Maybe in 5 minutes I'll have a series of things that will be super interesting and I might take the best shots of the day, or maybe I'll have to wait another 1 hour. I don't know. The only thing I can control is being there, keep on walking, keep on searching, looking for something, and we'll see how it turns out. Eventually I found back my groove, and one thing that I utilize a lot when shooting in a familiar place like the city I live in is the APS-C crop. You probably know that 35mm is my go-to focal length. I love how neutral it looks and how versatile it is, but in the streets I have walked hundreds of times. I like to punch in and look for the details, the texture, the things that go unnoticed. That's what I was trying to do there with this mirror reflective art structure. I quite like how those photos turned out, and to anyone who says that cropping is cheating or that you should not use the crop mode in your camera, I think this is total bollocks. If this can give you another perspective, leading you to take more photos and having more fun, you should just use it without refrain, in my opinion. Maybe just don't buy a 100 megapixel camera to turn a 35mm photo into a 200mm one, but I guess you get my point. This next photo is also taken at 52mm with the crop mode, and when you are not comfortable getting closer or when you just don't have the time, going for this 1.5 time crop can lead to better shots than if you stubbornly try to stick to the original focal length you're using. Not to mention the ones that you would have completely missed also. It's funny how we are always attracted to the things that are away from us. We have curly hair, we want straight hair. We live in New York City, we want to go hiking and taking photos of the mountains. I have spent a decent amount of time photographing and documenting Hiroshima, but I can't help but thinking that I should have focused more on that city during the time I actually lived in the heart of it. During my 4 years in our previous apartment, I was grateful to have access to the city center and the Peace Memorial Park so easily, but at the same time, that easy access made me procrastinate, pushing my next photo session to the following week, and the following week, and in the middle, I also escaped the city to spend more time in the countryside, and all that together feels like wasted potential. But I guess I'm not the only one. We like to photograph and experience what is not part of our everyday life, and that's normal, it seems. Funnily enough, I think living just a bit further from the city will make me appreciate it more and value the moments I spent documenting it more than before. The path of least resistance is often the best to find consistency. Having a smaller and easy to carry camera will make you pick it more, but at the same time, when things are too easy, we push them back, thinking that we have all the time in the world tomorrow or the next week, or never in the end really. It's been only 2 months since our move outside the city, but the few times I came to shoot some streets, I enjoyed it more than before. I just hope that it will stay like this. Good morning. It's the second shooting day of the week, and it's not the following day because I was planning on shooting Monday, Tuesday, but my daughter got a little bit sick, so for Tuesday I had to change a bit my plans. That's one of the skills that you are kind of forced to learn when you become a parent, flexibility. But I'm happy that I managed to still fit a second day of shooting this week, so it's now Friday. My lazy part was once again trying to negotiate with myself and kind of thinking that maybe I had enough material to make a video from only the shooting on Monday, but no, I committed to 2 days of shooting per week, so unless there is something exceptional happening, I really want to stick to that. So here I am, I'm about to jump on the train, and yeah, here we go. Someone's about to come, but she seems undecided. I just put 2 guys coming out of this little K car and just like so weirdly parked there, so I find that pretty interesting with the greenery on the side, so I will take a photo of that. Trying to space it correctly so the like air conditioning units are separated from the car. It's interesting, but today I feel very calm. I'm in a state of mind where I think I'm willing to wait and be patient enough for some pictures. Looking at the conditions, I think it's not going to be a big standout street photography day for me, because like the light is not there really, but it's a day I think I could potentially take very good photos, because I'm very calm, and I have my eyes opened. I'm observing, and I notice things, and I think it may be linked to the fact that because I had to rearrange my schedule this week. I finished a video yesterday. I finished editing it. I sent it for approval because it has a sponsor on it. It's already approved, so I have like a sense of accomplishment, like the mission is complete. So I have no stress or nothing to worry about today. Maybe if the conditions go for the better and improve a little bit, it may lead to a very good shot. Otherwise, even if I don't take like very standout photos today, I really enjoy the day so far, and I'm just present, and that's the most important. Bright outfit against bright backdrop doesn't work. Spotted this vending machine surrounded by these I don't know, transportation and construction stuff. Pretty interesting, so I will grab a shot totally flat and straight on it. So yeah, let's do that. Again, I'm taking a photo of vending machines, but you can see the awning of this shop. It's so old, like it's literally collapsing. So this looks pretty funny. is almost time for me to go on the bus and go back home and pick up my daughter at the kindergarten. And as you can see, the sky has cleared up and now the light is out. So yeah, unlucky timing today, but these are the rules of this new situation I'm in. And I actually like that, because when I have a limited time to shoot, I am more prone to just keep shooting for longer and just not mess around and not going for breaks for way too long. This week the timing was not the best, but I don't care, because I know that next week I will be out again, hopefully for 2 days shooting, and we never know what weather we'll have and what sort of moments I'll be able to witness and capture. So that's always a big question mark, but the only thing I think you can also control is just going out, making sure that you have a day, a small session during your week, make an appointment with yourself and your camera, and be present, capture hopefully some cool photos, and enjoy doing some photography.